Hello, my name is Jerry Johnson, and I will be showing you how to crochet a pot holder. For this project, you will need a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, and a skein of yarn. These are all things that you can find in places like Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and also Walmart. If you are a beginner, I advise you to get a yarn that is a cheaper yarn as well as a yarn that is not multicolored or dark. The reason why I tell you not to get a multicolored yarn or darker yarn is because when you are first learning how to crochet, it can already be confusing enough for you to figure out where to place your hook. If you have a yarn that has a whole bunch of colors and is very busy, or a yarn that's very dark, it's going to be hard for you to figure out where you are in the pattern if you set it down for a while and come back to it. Also, you don't want to get a yarn that's too expensive because you're just getting the hang of this thing. You don't know it for sure if you really want to continue crocheting, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on something that you're not going to utilize. So it's best that you don't do those things. So I have been crocheting for about 3 years now, and I really love crocheting. It's very relaxing for me, and it gives me a sense of accomplishments once I finish projects for my family members and friends. And you know, me and my husband, we have this little thing going on between us when it comes to crocheting, because I love to crochet so much, but I don't have a lot of time to do it. I don't have enough time to do what I really want to do with crocheting. And so I was reading today online, and I found this quote by Crochet Now that kind of describes the relationship between me and my husband when it comes to crocheting. The quote says, "My problem is not that I buy too much yarn, it's just that I shop faster than I crochet." This is absolutely what I feel about myself when it comes to yarn and crocheting. So my husband, he doesn't see that. So I buy yarn when it's on sale, when it's on clearance at the thrift store, because I have all these projects in my head that I want to do. But as I said, I'm so busy, I can't get them all done when I want to. So he always has this thing when I buy yarn. He gives me this look, and he's always like, "More yarn?" I seriously have our whole top of our closet full of yarn, and I have yet to get some of these projects done. But I will one day, just not all at one time. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our project. And so with this project, I will be doing it for right-handed people. There are left-handed patterns and left-handed directions. And for people that are left-handed, it's best if you go on YouTube and find some YouTubers that know how to do left-handed crocheting, because this will help you. If you write left-handed, it's most likely going to be more comfortable for you to crochet left-handed. So when you get started with your yarn, you want to wrap your yarn around your left hand, your two fingers of your left hand loosely, and you want to make an X and wrap it around the back as well. And you're going to take your two fingers of your right hand and reach inside and get that yarn from the back and pull it through the front and slowly pull to make a knot. This knot is called a slip knot. Now, as you can see, the reason that it's called a slip knot is because you can adjust it. You can make it bigger or smaller. So don't feel afraid that you're going to actually tie a knot in your yarn. So now you're going to tighten the yarn up on your hook, the loop, and you're going to grab the yarn with your left hand. You're going to take your right hand and hold on to your hook. Now on this part, you're going to grab your hook, you're going to grab your yarn with your hook and pull it through the loop. This is called chaining, and you're making chains. We want to make 12 chains for this project. So we just made one chain, and we're going to make 11 more. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we just made 12 chains, and you're going to hold your work in your left hand and use your hook to work into the stitches. So we're going to put a single crochet into each stitch, and this is a very basic pot holder pattern that we're doing. So we're going to go into the very next stitch. We're going to grab our yarn, pull it through the hole, and then we'll have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to grab the yarn again and pull it through both of those loops. We just made a single crochet. So you're going to continue on into each stitch of your chain. So we're going to go and take our hook and put it into the next chain. We're going to grab our yarn, pull it through that chain. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to grab your yarn with your hook and pull it through those 2 loops. And that'll make your next single crochet. You're going to keep this process going until you have put a single crochet into each one of your chains. We're going to go into the next loop, grab your yarn, pull it through that chain. You have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to grab the yarn and pull it through those 2 loops. You're going to keep this process going until you get to the very end of the row. Now, I love crocheting because it's very relaxing for me. It keeps my mind off of other things that are going on and just helps me to relax. A lot of times when I'm sleepless and I feel like I'm not able to sleep, I go ahead and pull out my yarn and my hook and get started on a crochet project, or just to keep myself going, or I'll even watch crochet videos on YouTube just to relax me. These are all things to help me with my insomnia sometimes. And I found a quote by All Free Crochet, and it states that by focusing on something that's easy, repetitive, and soothing, like crochet projects, you can calm down your mind and body enough to let you fall asleep. And this is definitely true for me. So now that we're at the end of the row, we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And then we're going to turn our work. And now we're going to work into each of the chains on our project. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to stick our hook in, grab the yarn, pull it through, grab the yarn, and pull it through both loops. And you're just going to continue to do this. Now, I know this seems very repetitive, and it seems very much like, wow, I'm not really doing anything. But by the time you get done with this entire project, you will have a nice little pot holder, and this is the perfect project for someone who is brand new. This is a project that you can use to work on making sure that you're not too tense while you're crocheting, and that you are relaxing your body, because if you're relaxed, then your work is going to come out fine. It's going to look perfect. If you're tense, then your work is going to be very tight, and it's going to be hard for you to get your crochet hook through your loops. You want to make sure that you're relaxing your arms, your hands, your wrists, and you're just moving it through. You're going to keep this going. And once you get to the end, you go ahead and do that last single crochet through the last loop on your hook. I'm sorry about that. And you're just going to keep going and keep going. Now, once you get to the size that you desire and you get to the end, I'm going to go ahead and show you. You're going to do a single crochet, but you're going to cut off the end of your work, and you're going to pull that string through once you get to your desired length. And then you're just going to cut off the ends, and you could use this as a pot holder, you could use this as a washcloth, or you can even use it as a coaster. Those are all things that you could do this project with, but this is a good project for you if you're first starting out. Now, there are more projects that you can do, and you can find those things on YouTube. There are so many YouTubers that focus on crocheting, and if you are bilingual and you speak different languages, there are all different kind of YouTubers. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and show you a few of my other projects that I have done. Now, this one is more for like a baby, and it is way more difficult for a beginner than the one that I just did. But once you've practiced enough, this becomes very easy. It just looks difficult, but there's just different little parts that go to it, and it's very easy. This is one of the first crochet projects I ever did, and this one is actually very easy as well. I just kept it as for memories, but you can also I could use this as a cup holder or anything like that as well. And these are granny squares, some extra ones that I had left over from a quilt or blanket that I made for my son. And you just make these separate and you just join them together, and it's just that easy. It's not very difficult, and I feel like crocheting is great for people who are stressed out, young, old, male, female. It's good for anybody, and it's something that is unique because you can make it your own once you get used to it. And CountrysideNetwork.com states that the rhythmic, repetitive acts involved in crochet help prevent and manage stress, pain, and depression, which in turn strengthens the body's immune system. This is something that I have found to be true in my own life. As I stated, it helps me to relax when I have insomnia. It also helps me with my anxiety or if I'm feeling stressed out. Crocheting has a lot of benefits that people don't really know about. They just think crocheting and knitting are for older people, but they're actually a good way for younger people to get settled. It can help young children that have ADHD or attention disorders. It's just an awesome thing, and I just want you to go ahead and finish your project, and then go ahead and look on YouTube. You can go on Lion Brand. You could go on redheart.com. There's different places to find patterns and videos that will help you as a beginner, and then you can work your way up. So my name is Jerian Johnson, and I just showed you how to crochet a pot holder. Thank you.